Welcome to the Coaches Show on the Spartan Digital Network. That's Taylor Jacobsen. I'm Kevin Ballas, and Coach, got one under your belt. Got a win on Saturday. That was pretty exciting.
I know, that was very exciting.
Very exciting, the win over Clark, and it was a great comeback win at one point in the second half. 19-0 run for you guys. Kind of up and down first half, but you guys really found a gear there in the second half. That was impressive.
Yeah. No, they did. I mean, it's like a light switch, but I guess, and then we were in it doing exactly what I know we can do. So that was exciting.
Yeah, and a big part of that, Riley was huge on Saturday. It's kind of nice to see her. I think she scored like the 6 or 8 of your points in a row or something, all down on the post, and your team getting excited about it. Like every trip down, get it to Riley, watch her work type thing, which it worked.
Yeah.
So
I know, we just continue to go down to her. I mean, if it's working, it's working. Like, why would we change it? So, no, but she does great. She just gets herself in a really good position, and then everybody else kind of just like knew the job was get it into Riley and let's see what we can get out of her. So it was total team effort. They all did great.
couple of games last week. The first one at Columbia, that's a tough team to play against. Didn't get the result that you guys wanted. But to just talk a little bit about that game.
Yeah, that game was hard, and we knew it was going to be hard going into it. That's just an overall very solid team, very disciplined. If you leave somebody open, they're going to find the open person, and they're probably going to hit the shot. So for us, I thought the way we played defensively was exactly what we wanted to do. We had a couple breakdowns here or there, and just able to rewatch film and kind of see where we're at and make those changes for the next game. But yeah, I mean, such a solid team, tons of learning lessons, and I was actually more impressed with how we played against them. Just how themselves wanted.
Yeah, and I mean, it's almost like a continuation, the SIUE game, the Kansas City game, and then, Columbia, obviously not the same caliber as those two, but putting your team in those environments against very good teams, it's going to start to pay off, and it may have already on Saturday.
Right. Yeah, no, that's exactly how I felt. I felt like, we kind of were prepared for that moment by the tools we had played and, the lessons that we learned, and our practices were kind of based on things we needed to get better. And so I've just been feeling like we were right there. And so it was a good opportunity on Saturday to kind of prove what we know we're capable of when we did that.
Sure. And, now a handful of games into the 2025-26 season. How are things going just overall? I know, roster-wise and playing time-wise, it's kind of an adjustment. But are you kind of, locking in and kind of finding, you think, what's going to work for you guys long-term throughout the season at this point?
Yeah, I think that honestly, it could change game to game. Matchups, right, depending, strengths, weaknesses, things like that, who's hot, who's not, right, that kind of stuff. So I feel like those things will always change. And the one really good thing about our team is, like, we do have capable players sitting on our bench ready to go, cheering each other on, just totally bought in. So that's been really nice that we can look down our bench and grab somebody that maybe has different strength that we need in that moment. And it might be a person that hasn't played a ton of minutes, but they're ready to go. And, it's pretty exciting that we have that kind of bench. But we are kind of starting to figure out who plays well together, who doesn't play well together, how, defensively, what can play that defense, what can't, stuff like that. So we're figuring that out.
I want to talk a little bit more about Saturday because I'm watching the game, near the end of the game. We're like, oh, this is going to be it. Taylor's going to get it, get her first, I called it the Taylor Hero, first one with Taylor here. And, the game is winding down, and I think we actually had the ball last, and I forget who it was, just like rolled it across the floor. And I was like, no, someone needs to go get that. And here it rolled to Taylor Jarvis. Jarvis knew exactly what to do with it, threw it to Jeff. I almost took my headset off. I was like, we need that basketball, So it's kind of funny watching that process roll out because it rolled to Taylor Jarvis. He picked it up, threw it to Jeff, and then Jeff handed it to you. So just a really a great moment. Just talk a little bit about what that means to you, a first-time head coach and actually getting one under your belt.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it feels really good for so many different reasons. But one, I think it's cool, like, becoming a head coach at a university that I really feel like, even after everybody's giving hugs to me, things like that, like, you actually feel like you're a part of something special here. And so that is really rewarding to do that at a place that has become special to me. Also, just like total shout out to my team because I mean, I really wanted to win for them, but they really wanted to win for me. And that was like crazy to me because I never, you don't really think about that, but they made it very special for me. And, ultimately it was great for our whole entire team. And although it felt like a really special day for me individually, like it's so good for our team to get that win. I just think the way it played out, like being down by so much, coming out, everything just started working the way it's supposed to, like such a rewarding win and a very memorable one. So I'm like, I'd rather get my first win on a game like that than any other type game.
Maybe that was a great time to do it. First, ever women's basketball game in the heart of America. So you guys are undefeated in the conference. I don't know if you know this, but you're 1-0, got off to a great start. And that week continues this week. Tomorrow night, we're taping this on Tuesday. So you guys to see Culver Stockton. What do you know about them? What are you expecting out of the Wildcats?
Yeah, they're solid. Overall, solid team. Kind of similar to Clark in the sense that they have a couple really solid scorers, just consistent rebounding, things like that. But, I think that will match up well with them. I think if we can play the way we played that second half, we're going to match up well with a lot of people in the heart of America. I also think, we just can't have any lapses. We could go the other way as well. So we're just trying to, stay focused, ride this high out a little bit. But the one thing, and my girls always laugh at me, is, I always say, don't get too high, don't get too low. We just have to stay right here no matter what. And so I think, that's been something we're trying to put to practice. And, at the end of the game, we have a lot to learn from this last game. Even though we won, we let them come back in. So we're just trying to figure out ways that we could tighten up our performance and just keep getting better for the next.
And then on Saturday, game time, people hadn't heard is going to change the noon how you guys are going to play. But Grandview coming in, do you look, ahead? Have you started scouting them, or is it just you just go game by game? And if you have taken a look at them, what's there?
Yeah, I mean, slightly taking a look. They just played Culver Stockton, so just kind of watch that game, honestly. And there again, talented team, lost by 2 to Culver Stockton, or won by 2 to Culver Stockton. So very closely related in that way. But I just think right now our mindset is literally one game at a time. Just take care of what we can take care of for tomorrow's game, and then we'll worry about the rest. But really, every single time we watch film or prep, and you say, just play our game, and that'll be good enough to beat.
That's it. Well, congratulations again on your first win, and hopefully a couple more this week.
Yeah,
that is Taylor Jacobsen. She's the women's head basketball coach here at MBU. You've been watching it on the Coaches Show.